Hi everybody. I am recording videos for the series that I have changed the name of to The Light of Silence, and I feel like there's a missing gap at the beginning, and that's what this video is. And that is why am I doing this? What does this offer to the world is the question that I want to answer here. What is my intention? I'm not trying to put into some sort of box the experience of knowing God's love and God's presence. I'm trying with this series to show persons how, for me as a man, I opened up in a space psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, whereby that presence could arise and an experience could be had of a love of such purity with no condition that was so powerful it washed away the parts of me that wanted to condition love, the parts of me, my memories and my relationships. It kind of washed that away. It was so potent and so powerful. And so this love improved the way that I loved people by washing those things away. And that's how it felt. And I believe that presence can't be contained inside human language very well. But once you've experienced it, you will understand, because every mystic I've ever seen is speaking the same language. Meister Eckhart said, "There is a place in the soul that has never been wounded." As I look at my sons growing up as a father, I know this world that we live in, I can't guarantee that they won't be wounded by this society. But I can raise them with the guarantee that I can show them the location of what Meister Eckhart wrote, because I am blessed to have found it. And I have tried to varying degrees of success and failure since I have to share that with humanity through my actions and through my words. That space in the soul that is unwounded is that space in consciousness where the presence can be felt, where the stillness, that is the arising of the human vehicle in that presence, begins, awakens, dwells within, and is healed and loved and guided from that position. And so this series, the point is deeply for myself. As I look around, the world is filled with problems. It's filled with separation and hate. There's a lack of unity. And there are many religions who are all at their core fundamentals speaking, or have been built around persons who are speaking about, I believe, this experience in consciousness of this arising of unconditioned love, of the arising of God's power and love in our lives. And yet, within there it's a mixed bag. Some persons find it and live with this great compassion, and others don't and live with this great anger. And I want to cut through the details of these religions and try to expose inside every human being, to shine a light on the location in every human being that I am aware of exists. That location of the arising of the presence of God, where the ego is returned to the silence from where it arose, where the memory is put to one side for a time, where language is placed to one side for a time, and all of that bolt-ons of opinion and so on is put to one side. And from there comes the arising of that presence and the rebirth of a human being, the awakening of a human being into a higher frequency of love and tolerance and compassion and love without condition. I want to see that arise in as many people as possible. Firstly, because of my past, I suffered deeply myself as a younger person, and it's a joy to have been liberated from that. Secondly, because many of us are parents and we are raising children in society where you can't promise that they won't be hurt, they won't be wounded. But you can promise to raise them, to lead them, to show them the genuine space inside their soul that has never been wounded and never will be wounded. So they always have that to retreat to find peace, to find healing before it goes too far for them in their suffering, which may occur for many. Deeper than that, the world is filled with problems, and those problems will not be rectified until the internal conflict of mankind is over and mankind can begin to express that unconditioned love that is spoken about by every religious text. Compassion, unconditioned love, but is so hard to express as a species, because as it goes to express, as that flow comes through of that unconditioned love and the Spirit of God that's found there, we have this thing called the mind, which takes a hold, and the mind can be all kinds of wounded and traumatized, as can the soul, and so it directs it where it wants it to go, and it puts conditions on it out of protection for itself often. And so I want to awaken in as many humans as possible that unconditioned love that awoke inside myself. And it's not a want to tell anybody how it is or to give anyone a religion. It doesn't matter what faith, religious background, what framework your mind has tried to place on the indescribable, timeless presence and expression that is God. But to try and navigate the antenna of your body into a space where it can re-find the connection to that presence and let that presence teach your human vessel by the unfolding of a life that is driven by that love rather than driven by the separation that we have often lived with in our younger lives. And so that's the purpose of this series. And I'll put that in, I think, as the second or the third episode. I think it was important to put in. God bless, guys. I love you all. Be well, be mindful, be happy, and I hope that this series helps people as I intend it to. Years. Many of you know I have used this channel to be the sole source of promotion for the work that we do to bring God's love into this world out in Tanzania. Up to now, using the publicity from this channel and the love and kindness of those human beings who are among those watching, we have managed to build a special needs community, a village dedicated to the care and support of special needs children in crisis. Some of these children come from the most horrendous backgrounds, and thanks to that village and that community that we call Feather's Tail, a great deal of love and healing has been provided in their lives. Our family in Tanzania is now made up of nearly 200 children who are in need of a loving family home. And I'm just making this to say thank you to everybody who supports what we do. Thank you to everybody who shares what they can, be it time, resources, fundraising and creativity found there. Thank you. You have made the foundations of our family possible. And it is through you guys and your love and support that we are able to bring this spark of God's unconditioned love into the world. If you want more information on our projects, please visit www.sharetanzania.com. God bless, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video.